on a notice topic. I'm not just like, sorry, you don't have to clap. That's just awkward. That's overly enthusiastic applause. That's gotta be better. It's okay. Alright, I'll open with a dick joke. Buddy of mine was having sex with a woman who had no legs. And he tells me this story later. He's like, dude, it was amazing. You could put her all in these positions. It was like fucking a sex toy. He ends the story with, you gotta try it. I know me. I don't need that fetish. I'm obsessive compulsive as fuck. I know I'm gonna try it. It's gonna be amazing. And then that's the only way I can come. From then on, that's it. Just nightless chicks. That's how I get off. They start trolling hospitals looking for amputee victims. Hang out at the airport, wait for the troops to come home. Got an IV in my pants, baby. That's the dick joke. Just feed my girlfriend a bunch of candy, wait for the diabetes to take a leg. I don't know. Oh, Jesus. You mentioned chemtrails during someone's set. I love the whole conspiracy theory about chemtrails because everybody goes off about, oh yeah, it's the chemtrails, it's the government. They're terraforming the atmosphere. They're trying to, that's not what that word means, but they're trying to kill us with it causes cancer and respiratory illness and, you know, infertility and all these things. And then the answer to that is, oh, well, no, that's just contrails. That's just perfectly normal jet exhaust. Really? What does jet fuel burned up in the atmosphere do? Let's see, cause cancer and respiratory disease and infertility. It's not a conspiracy. It's 90,000 commercial flights a day. It's our fat asses in these little jet fuel tubes that want to get shipped from one point to the next. That's the conspiracy. Fucking going to Denver to get to Arizona. It's routing. That's the fucking conspiracy. Chemtrails. Man, I'm terrified. I am having a child, and I'm so terrified I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm already really, really afraid of fucking it up. Like, the first thing you do when you find out you're pregnant is you go have an ultrasound. Chemtrails. Which is genius. Yeah, let's go ahead and pound high-frequency sound waves into this developing fetus. That sounds like a great idea. Sure, disrupts the tissue growth, heats the bone, which cooks the brain, kind of bakes off any sheen of any chance it ever had of being a real human in the first place. And it sounds like a freight train in there when you're actually, if you're in the womb with an ultrasound pounding at you, it sounds like a freight train. So the first thing that this little human learns, when the only sense it has to rely on is its hearing, is to tune out and go into its happy place. So then the kid comes out, years later, just sits there playing with his blocks, and the mom's like, Johnny, 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 I don't know why he does this, he never turns around, Johnny! He just keeps playing with his blocks. They call it autism, but it's not. It's the kid just going, fuck you, Mom, I learned how to tune you out at 12 weeks when you took a 3D picture of my dick to send to your parents. That's what this is. One day we're going to look at ultrasounds as a very primitive and barbaric technology. I guarantee it. It's not a good idea. Don't do it. Especially not the vanity ones. Jesus. 3D Doppler. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Woo, yep. And then we get in a fight afterwards because she thinks that I think that she's giving her child cancer, and I don't. I think the doctor is. The woman has to hover over the junk for a minute. Oh, look, it looks really big. Oh, like, because that's the thing that she's learned to say to the expected father to make her job easier. It's like her little small talk. It's 3 centimeters. Quit talking about my son's dick. And lay off because you're giving him testicular cancer and watching it happen. And that develops when he's 30. I'm going to know where it came from. It was you. Thanks so much, ultrasound tech. Do you guys ever think that life was just this drug trip that a buddy talked us into? Yeah. You ever, like, you take a drug, I don't know how many drug users we have out here, but as a friend of mine trying to talk you into salvia, yeah, there you go. And you're like, okay. just really embarrassed applause there. But someone will tell you, like, oh, this new thing like salvia or DMT or whatever it is, and you've never heard of it, and they talk you into trying it, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, and then the second it hits, it's like, oh my God, what the fuck did I get myself into? That's life, man. That's what this is. We sit there, we're here now, but we're really passed out on our buddy's cosmic couch. Because he's like, oh, you've never tried this? Oh, it's amazing. No, seriously, all that code that went out with the first big explosion in the beginning, yeah, it's still out there, and it's evolved and adapted, and all these little rocks floating around, and we can jack into it. No, seriously, you smoke this, and then you jack right into it, and you get one, like a body for the duration of the biological life cycle, and you can do all this weird shit with it. It has these genitals, and you put them in all these dirty places, and it's amazing. Yeah, you gotta try it. So you're like, okay, man, sure, and you take the hit, and then you start feeling weird. It's like, I don't know, man, does this have any side effects? What's going on? Oh, yeah, it hurts like a lot. Like right away from the first thing that you'll know will be just unbearable pain that you never thought you could imagine. And then everything you know will die. You're going to fall in love with things which you don't even comprehend, and then they'll die. You're literally walking around in this rotting meat sack. Yeah, you're going to be trapped inside this sack of meat that rots alive while you're in it until you finally kick the bucket. And then if you're not in a good headspace when you go, you'll hang around for several generations. You'll keep swirling around the drain until you come back. That's what I think my son is. Now we've summoned a soul into existence with my dirty dick. And he's just the buddy that took the hit after me to come down and get me. So Mike's been out a long time, man. I don't know. All right, let me just go in. Let's see what happens. I'll pop out of the vagina. Hey, Dad! All right, guys, that's all I had to say. Thanks so much, bro.
Keep it going for Mike Long. That was great. Heck yeah. Do you ever, okay, so drug users, do you ever